Can you hear me all right?
I can hear you, brother.
Okay. Let me see. Can you hear this?
I hear nothing. Hear you, brother.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay. What about now? Can you hear a wave breaking or like a.
Nope.
Mhm. All right. Well, the video may not have any sound. So, which is okay because it's just raw footage, it looked like.
Oh, the video of the week?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's raw footage. There's no music.
Perfect.
So, yeah,
Okay. All right, Jackson. Let's see what else. How's work going?
going well.
Awesome. Ooh, nice sweater.
Oh, thank you. I wonder where I got it from.
All right, cool. And I'm looking at your schedule or your agenda here. Pretty solid. So you'll be doing most of the talking today.
Okay, that works for me. I'm good at talking.
All right. You know what? We're 1 minute. I think we're ready to rock whenever you are.
All right, let's jump into it, brother. What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode number 282 of Boog Life, Pitted with Action and Manny V. What's up, brother?
What's going down, homie? Thanks again for showing up. I know you're working back at work, got 8 hour shifts and then coming on board here before going to bed. So thank you so much for, taking the time.
Glad to be here as always. Let's get into it. This week's shout outs on my end. Some notable, let me rewind that. Some notable birthdays the last couple of days. I'd like to say happy birthday to two-time women's bodyboarding world champion Sari Ohara, who celebrated her birthday on Sunday. And yesterday,
Hold
two-time
on. It was a little choppy. It was a little choppy. Can you say the name again?
Dario O'Hara celebrated her birthday on Sunday. And then yesterday, two-time men's world champion Andre Botha and two-time men's world champion Jared Houston, as well as women's bodyboarding legend Katarina Souza, all celebrated their birthdays. So happy birthday to all of them and
Wow.
many, many more.
What was going on 9 months prior?
I
Hmm.
couldn't tell you, but happy things worked out the way they worked out because you know what? Some epic names in that birthday list right there.
Yeah, pretty solid. And well, shout outs for me is going to an old school buddy. He's now living in Belgium, I believe. But Damian Davila from Rosarito Beach, California, he just shared a photo that we got in Rosarito, and it was a pretty epic session where Billy Thiel and myself met up with him and a couple other bodyboarders, and we had this wave in Rosarito Beach all to ourselves. But it was macking, and Damian out there swimming with his camera. So my shout out is going to Damian Davila. I try to pull up his Facebook here to show you the photo, but it's not posted on his Facebook here just yet. But either way, Damian Davila, he uh, he misses the water. His wife is from Belgium, and so when they had a kid, of course they went back to Belgium. So he's a fish out of water. Hopefully he's doing okay, and hope to have him back in the water. Hopefully in Rosarito again for another epic session. So shout outs to Damian Davila from my end.
I can relate to being a fish out of water right now.
Yeah, so you know how he's feeling.
Yes. All right. So with shout outs wrapped up, nice and neat. On to bodyboarding news. And my first piece of news this week, the Wahine Pro in Espírito Santo, Brazil, the World Tour event run by five-time women's world champion Neymar Carvalho is underway. And
Sweet.
one of the keynotes about this event is it's an all women's event, and they will be crowning this year's Masters Women's World Champion, which has been won the past 2 years by bodyboarding legend and former women's world champion Mariana Nogueira.
Oh, damn. Is there somewhere where we can look that up? Are they streaming it live?
Live stream can be viewed on ibcworldtour.com and IBC World Tour on YouTube.
Awesome. Okay. I'm gonna pull it up here so you guys have an idea. Oh, awesome. This will be, do you mind if we play the video? It's only 40
Not
seconds.
not at all.
And let me know if the the audio is coming through. If not, we can talk over it. You have the audio on your end, Jackson?
Not really, no.
All right. Well, we know what happened last year. It was one of the pretty epic event for the ladies, the bodyboarders, and to see some of the old faces show up to the event was pretty cool too.
Yeah, and this year's event, one of my favorites to potentially win the Masters title, 1999 Women's World Champion Carla Costa is in attendance and has made it through her first couple of heats. So, she continues on. You know, there are some great names attached to this event. Joanna Shanker is there.
Yeah.
Marta Leitão traveled from Portugal to compete. And then you've got the likes of Isabella and Mariana Nogueira, Carla Costa, Neymara, her daughter Luna Hardman. It's an all-star women's event. And like I said, I can't wait to see who walks away as the women's Masters champion this year.
I mean, they got a full load of talent down there. And yeah, definitely I'm going to sneak in, definitely going to watch the final and see who will win that Masters title. Pretty
And,
exciting.
and real quick to all the ladies competing, if any of them happen to watch this video, boa sorte e boas ondas.
All right. Translate that for us.
Good luck and good waves.
Nice. Have you
What's that?
have you taken a look at what's been happening as far as the serve and the forecast?
I have not. I took a quick glance at the heat draws real quick, but I didn't really get to jump into it in depth because I was coming home from work and kind of pressed on time to get the outline for tonight put together and emailed over to you. But I
Nice.
will be I will be taking a closer look, rest assured.
Okay.
Now, with all that wrapped up regarding the Wahine Pro, one other piece of news I do have, this Saturday, will be the Pacific Northwest annual meetup in Oregon. And this year, industry legend Patty Serrano will be in attendance. So if you're in the Oregon, Northern California, Washington area, definitely something you want to join in with and be a part of.
Yeah, Patty Serrano, for those that don't know, has been there from the very beginning of bodyboarding, or back then boogie boarding. She was one of those marketing, just a key component in the marketing of boogie boarding across the world. And what she did was pack up a ton of bodyboards and show up at these beaches and pretty much did clinics and just got the word out about, this new wave riding vehicle, the boogie board. And to be able to be in her presence, pick her brain. She loves talking about those old times. And yeah, she has a ton of stories, and we'll throw out names that you've never heard of that were an integral part of bodyboarding, Patty Serrano. And I think, you know what? I saw Ben Severson and Pat Caldwell post a photo of them together in that general area. I wonder if they're going to show up to that meetup.
Well, uh, it's not exactly a secret, but it hasn't been widespread news yet. But Pat Caldwell has moved away from Hawaii and will now be residing in Oregon.
So it could happen. That'd be
Uh,
awesome to have all three of them there.
yeah, who knows? And I tell you, I for one would love the opportunity to go to Oregon and chase some waves with Pat Caldwell.
That would be amazing.
That would be worth throwing on a hooded 5 mil.
Totally. And gloves and booties.
Brr.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you don't mind riding cold water and by the end of the session feeling like your fingers and toes have been smacked with a tack hammer, go for it. Oh, and don't forget the ice cream headaches.
Oh my gosh.
You know what? I cringe and joke now just because I've been riding cold water since I was 15, and the older I get, the less I like cold water. But you know what? If you really want to score the goods, sometimes it totally pays off to throw on the cold water gear and head for colder destinations. Because usually colder destinations means less crowds and more
Yep.
waves for you.
I mean, the last time I had to put on a 5'4" with the hood and gloves and booties was out in New Jersey, where there was,
Jersey!
yeah, where there was snow on the beach. But you're right. Nobody was out where I was riding waves, and it was just like world-class waves, perfect peeling lefts and rights, barreling, spitting. Yeah, there was ice on the beach, but man, the water was in that 30 degrees, like upper 30 degrees, and it was freezing. Jeremy and Ryan are tuning in. So in the chat box, you guys drop the degrees, the lowest degree of water you guys been in, because I got to give you props if it's in that 30 range, because it's freezing.
Yeah, I don't know what the temperature is in Celsius, but in Fahrenheit, the coldest I've ever bodyboarded in, 34-degree ocean water temperature.
And 32 degrees is freezing.
Yes. Back in 1997, the Northeast got pummeled with blizzard after blizzard. And not only was there like snow on the beach and snow piles in the parking lots and ice on the jetties, but when it snows that much, when they plow the roads, they just dumped it right into the ocean. So there were chunks of snow and ice floating around. It was like bodyboarding in a slushy margarita.
I mean, if there, and it probably didn't melt immediately. So it was, I can't imagine that.
No, and for those of you who don't know, wipeouts in cold water just hurt more.
Oh
It's
my gosh.
like getting
Totally.
body slammed on concrete.
Totally.
Yeah, imagine Hulk Hogan body slamming you on the sidewalk. That's about what it feels like.
Exactly.
So, but anyway, I digress. Like I said, if you want to score the goods with less crowd, sometimes it pays to invest in a good winter wetsuit and all the accessories, the gloves, the boots. Usually, a really good winter suit has the hood attached because the Pacific Northwest, like the U.S. Northeast, um, the winter storms, they're almost like winter hurricanes. And that's when the biggest and best surf is going to be had. So if you're willing to brave the cold temps, you can score empty lineups and epic waves.
Yeah. That's the key. If you want empty waves, you got to make the effort.
Yeah,
Uh,
sometimes you got to go on the hunt.
yep. Chris I think there it is. Chris, for his coldness was 55 degrees in Pismo in eighth grade. So 55 degrees is like almost bath water for you.
3-2, gloves, boots, no hood.
Damn. Um, all right. So yeah, Jeremy and Ryan are gonna chime in with their water temps, but yeah.
So what you got for us news-wise, Manny?
Bodyboarding news wise, super stoked. Finally got a confirmation on time to have this, chat with the organizers of the Shark Island Challenge 2024. That's going to go down tomorrow at 3 o'clock Pacific time here in Southern California. And I think it's going to be 8 a.m. or 7 a.m. Their time in Australia. So would love to have you guys to come and watch and be a part of it. All Boog Life patrons will get that Zoom link so they can come in and watch live and be a part of it too. So if you guys want to chime in, um, just let me know and we'll get you on so you can ask questions. But it's just going to be, and also I'm going to post it right after our pitted here, but I'll post it on the Patreon webpage. And I will ask you if you want to ask some questions or you want us to ask questions, then put it in the comments and we'll make sure those questions are answered from the organizers. I'm really excited to just to see what's in store for this year's event.
Well, I wish I could join you, but I'll be at work. So I hope everybody has fun joining in on that. And good luck, Manny. I know you've been looking forward to dialing this in.
Yeah.
Sounds,
What about what time do you get off?
I work 6 to midnight tomorrow.
Ah, shoot. Okay. So we're gonna start as you start work.
Yep.
Okay.
So yeah, I'll be plugging away and you know, I'll have to check it out afterwards.
Yeah, we'll have it on YouTube and we will have the Zoom meeting recording as well. So we'll make sure we'll get it on both ends.
Sounds like a plan.
Cool. And finally, yeah, I will be uploading some new images in the Boog Life merch webpage as well. Thank you, Jackson, for wearing the Paul Roach hoodie. But yeah, the images are gonna. I mean, every time I pull out those slides, it's always a treat. I'm like, oh my God, this is so epic. It has to be seen. Just the fact of having it out in the public so they can just see the photos is good enough. But if you want to pick up some merchandise and, have that history on your body and be able to perpetuate those, those riders, those legends, I mean, they're really awesome, and the print from what I've heard from customers have been awesome too. So yeah, I will let you guys know when that's going to all go down, but the images are going to be pretty sick. Ben Severson, Keith, I got a Matt Allen one. Gosh, there's so many, so stay tuned for that. And yeah, Jacob Romero, Cabo Freak Fest coming up in August. That's it. That's all I got for bodyboarding news.
All right. So up next, the video of the week. This week's video selection, it's raw footage. There's no music, but just the imagery is enough to get amped. If you want to throw on your headphones and cue up your favorite music on Spotify and listen to that while you're watching the video, this will definitely get you stoked. It's the first solid day of swell at the Wedge. A lot of guys referring to it as opening day. It's from April 17th of this year. And without further ado, let's see some carnage.
Oh my gosh. All right. Yeah. Like Jackson said, the audio, whenever I plug in the microphone on my end, the audio for the video doesn't come through. So,
Manny,
look,
look at this.
oh my gosh. Welcome to the Wedge. Throw on some
Th-
music if you want some background music.
Put on some fucking Slayer and listen to it and watch this.
Where's my
But
phone? I'll get some tunes going in the background.
yeah, because I mean, This is full beast mode wedge. Yo, you want to talk about an
God.
early season kickoff and getting it kicked off right?
Tanner
Woo!
McDaniel, he's right there, right? He's probably been waiting for this day.
You know what? Tanner, Craig Wetter, there's a slew of wedge regulars that were all over this. And you know what? To kick off early season wedge like this, unreal, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Here we
just
go.
that side wave is unreal. It just wedge. There's always a concern that there's too much sand filled in at the wedge. But I mean, for early season, I mean, this looks like textbook wedge. And I love some of these waves in slow motion because you can just see how it builds and it's so heavy.
Oh my God, but look how perfect that is. So make sure you guys follow Where is Harold? He's a photographer in the Orange County bodyboarder. And yeah, he's going to be documenting the whole season for sure. There's 25 minutes of raw footage. We'll probably watch just a few minutes, a little bit more of Tanner. But look at this perfection.
Classic wedge.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I do not want to be caught on the inside of this or behind that peak.
Just the fact how close it's breaking to the shore makes this one of those iconic waves. Holy shit.
And just a little bit of a disclaimer, the wedge is not for the meek-hearted. You know, heavy locals, heavy waves. This place sends people to the hospital. During summer swells like this, they usually have paramedics on standby, ambulances on standby, just to give you an idea of how fucking dangerous this wave is. And I'm
Oh
sorry
yeah.
if I'm cursing describing the wedge, but I kind of have to because I've scored fun small days there. I've been ragdolled relentlessly there, and I've had barrels there that are just like, holy shit.
Yeah. Oh my God. I don't know. We got Team Koki bodyboarders chiming in too, but Jeremy, Chris, Ryan, would you guys charge this on this day? That is the question I have for you. Would
I
would you
I
go out
can
on this day, Jackson?
No, I'll be straight up. At my age and the condition I'm in health wise right now and physically, they'd be hauling me off in the back of an ambulance. I know my limits. And,
Yeah.
maybe 20 years ago, I would have been like, yeah, I'll give it a go. You know, a part of it being young and dumb, but also, the part of me as a bodybuilder that wanted to push my limits. But yeah, this day and age, I'm not riding the wedge. I'd be sitting on the beach cheering the fellas on.
I mean, it's not necessarily the wave. It is it's that backwash right there that could destroy you because then you got your momentum going one way and then you got this backwash coming to you and just it's freaking clamping you down. Oh
Yeah,
yeah, if you're in the wrong spot, that backwash is lethal.
but people have to realize this wave has a lot of power to it. When I say I've been ragdolled there, I've had instances where I got caught inside by a set and it felt like the ocean was trying to rip my arms and legs out of their sockets.
Yeah. So the way the wedge works, and correct me if I'm wrong, if you guys are listening or watching and Jackson, oh shit. But um, gosh, what are the days? You know what? There's a time that the wedge is blackballed, which means no wave riding vehicles are allowed from, I believe, 9 to 5. And that usually starts during south swell season. So that's why you're going to see a lot of surfers and bodyboarders out there at first light, all the way up until that black ball flag goes up at the lifeguard tower. And then everybody has to get out, and the body surfers go out there and enjoy perfect wedge all to themselves. And the story I heard was there, the body surfers put in a petition to do just that so they would be able to have the wedge to themselves. And it turns out, I don't know the full, I'll find out the full details, but they dressed up in suits and ties. They went into the city council, made their claim, and one of the body surfers' parents was dating somebody on the council. Of course, it was that person was the deciding vote. So the body surfers had it, they got the best. Oh my God. They had the best conditions all to themselves granted to them by that law that was implemented.
You know, Manny, you can laugh at me
Oh my
all you
gosh, the
want, but
backwash, dude.
I could very easily keep running the whole 25 minutes of this video and just talk through it and talk story.
I know, right? All right, we'll end with this one of Tanner. Oh, all right, let's see a couple more. And the skim borders are out there too.
It's so addicting watching the wedge. It's like, ah, one more, one more.
Yeah, last one. Let's see if Tanner gets another one. So there's a couple ways they can ride this wave, and you can see that big old clump of people over there by the rocks. They're waiting for that wedge that where they paddle into this 2 foot thing, and then it combines with this. This might be Tanner. With this, 5, 6 foot wedge, and of course, the bigger the side wave, the bigger. Oh, all right, that was a perfect one to end on. Thank you, Tanner.
Perfect. Yes.
Let's see if I can pause it. Boom. Oh my gosh. All right, so I will share this link on the chat. That way you guys can go back and watch the full 25
And
minutes of it.
real quick side note, speaking of Tanner, if you go on his Instagram page, there's a still frame of him hitting an air reverse at the wedge from this swell. Massive error. Like I'm almost at a loss for words to describe it. But
Bigger than this one?
yeah, I will say this. Mike Stewart commented on the photo, and even though he was probably just joking, he says it looks like he's 100 feet up over the flats.
Oh my gosh. All right. Shit. Why don't we just pull that up?
Pull it up, brother.
All right. So let's see where Tanner McDaniel is. I want to see it now. Boom. Let's share this. Oh, I think I see it. Here we go. There it is. Can you see it here? So I'm guessing it's this one.
Yes.
Holy shit. How did he get so high?
Dude, all I can say is my ribs hurt just thinking about that landing.
Oh my gosh. I'm going to give it a like and right. Boom. Heck yeah.
Tanner, I know you're 20 something years old now, but I love you, kid. You know, I see shit like this and it's like, it makes me want to go out there and do stuff.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, there's a reason why he's defending men's world champion. And even though he's not competing on the world tour, he's completely justified to be, taking time off of the world tour and chasing waves like that.
Yeah. Oh my
So,
gosh.
yeah,
So sick.
Tanner's had my respect since I first met him when he was 12 years old. And my respect and admiration for Tanner has only grown ever since.
I'm right there with you, brother. Yeah, I'm gonna actually I'm not following him. Oh, I'm on my Epic Surf Tours page. Here's another link for you guys in the chat. Go check it out. Tanner's Instagram if you're not already following him. Here we go. All right, Jackson.
All right, and
Epic.
as if that wasn't motivating enough, watching epic wedge footage and seeing that photo of Tanner, boosting to the stratosphere, it's time for our weekly motivation. And this week's quote comes from one of my favorite celebrities of all time. I'm not a big celebrity guy. I'm not into the whole idolizing TV personalities and whatnot. But Anthony Bourdain, one of my favorites of all time, you know, because of his love of writing, traveling, eating. It was always very relatable to me. And this quote, a quick little addendum. He opens the quote with a specific age. Keep in mind, you don't need a specific age for this to apply to you. With that said, let's get into it. If you're 22, physically fit, hungry to learn and be better, I urge you to travel as far and as widely as possible. Sleep on floors if you have to. Find out how other people live and eat and cook. Learn from them wherever you go. With that said, I encourage all of you to get out there, travel, explore, learn, and expand your boundaries. With that said, we'll see you next week for episode 200.